Guys, I am finally done procrastinating, and now I can finally get this video done, which I've been planning to do for a long time. I actually wrote the script in 5 minutes because I had it on the top of my head, but ignore that. This is a pretty small theory, way smaller than the last one, and in this video I will be talking about the motives of the Fallens. Why are they attacking us, and also delve deeper into the Fallen Kingdom itself and all that stuff. Without wasting any time, let's start off. Now, in the trailer, you may have noticed that at the start we see some Fallens being kept prisoners. The immediate question is, why are these Fallen attacking us? I've come up with two possible explanations. The first one, and the laziest one, is that these Fallens are just war prisoners that were sent to fight against us. So basically they're just slaves. Now, a thing I'm curious about, but that we do not actually know, is that a Fallen is something you get turned into after a while, or if you're just born as a Fallen. It doesn't really matter in this case, but it is indeed interesting and I'd really like an answer to that. But the second reason is, who would have guessed? The Fortnite cube. Yeah, basically the same reason why the elves are attacking us in 2022 and 2023. As you know, the God Cube has mind control. This happened, as I said, in Violent Night and in Krampus Revenge. The cube allows whoever holds it to control the minds of others. This is what's happening with the Fallens in Fallen mode. Another thing we see is that in the trailer the Fallens are not attacking, and this is before Fallen King gets the shard from the Fallen Azmat. We can assume that after he got it, he used it to mind control the Fallens and make them fight against us. So that is pretty much it for the first part. And next up we have these two big fellas, which I always say are related because they are, and nobody can tell me otherwise. If my last video wasn't enough to prove that Void Reaver and Fallen King are related, just listen to this. That is literally Raise the Void. And that is Stardust. Now, it's pretty clear to make some connections. Raise the Void is symbolizing Void Reaver, while Stardust is for the God Cube. I'm going to go over another thing now, which is a character that was recently confirmed canon and that will possibly play a big role in the story, that being Voidcaster.
Okay, I still have one more question regarding the hardcore work. You said that it would be put on the last thing. Do you guys consider bringing the Voidcaster back in any way?
I'm gonna be complete transparent here, like tell you guys what the Voidcaster was originally supposed to do. She was supposed to be so the Void Reaver was originally supposed to be basically two enemies in one, right? You have the Void Reaver, and then you on top of the Void Reaver, as like a sort of like sidekick, you would have the Voidcaster as playing as a support role.
From what Willow said in the interview, Voidcaster is basically a sidekick of Void Reaver. Now, keep in mind Voidcaster, okay? Fallen King, weirdly enough, is not in a castle, but he is in a cathedral. Caster basically means that she casts something, most likely spells. And if you look at her appearance, she also looks like some sort of priest. And you can definitely see the connection. In the Voidlands, which if you don't remember from the previous video, I'll explain a bit. What the Voidlands are basically an entire land with numerous factions ruled by different kings. For example, the Fallen faction is ruled by For example, the Fallen faction is ruled by Fallen King. The whole of the Voidlands is most likely ruled by the Void Reaver. So in the Voidlands there are beliefs that there is some sort of god, some sort of otherworldly being. And since Fallen King made his fortress a literal cathedral and Void Reaver as his own priest, we can easily assume that this religious figure plays a pretty big role. And we can all guess who this god is. I'm just going to say it, it's Lord Exo. Like, who else could it be other than Lord Exo? We don't know anything basically about Lord Exo other than the fact that he is probably associated with the God Cubes. What I think happened is when one of the shards landed in the Void Lands, they saw this as some sort of blessing from above, some blessing by Lord Exo. So they put the shard and focus on this line that Fallen Asmod says.
I finally retrieved it! Now are we ready to start the apocalypse again?
In many religions, the apocalypse is described as the final day, a final way where a lord from above comes back for a final judgment. It is highly likely that in the Fallen prophecies, an apocalypse could be described as Lord Exo showing up, thus explaining why the Fallens want to start this apocalypse with the power of the God Cube. And that's also why Fallen King keeps attacking us. And as we know, that fails miserably considering how Fallen Mode went. This will probably cost Void Reaver and Voidcaster to get involved, which is what will likely happen in the hardcore mode rework, but once again, we just have to wait for that, and it will probably come out in like 2026 by now, so yeah. So that is it for this short theory. I pretty much went over everything I had to say in these two videos. If you have any more questions, let me know down in the comments. I will try to reply as many of them as I can. Next on the lore videos, I'm going to be trying and make a huge video on the entire story of TDS. Though I will most likely wait for the Halloween event for that, and also the Christmas event if there will be one. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, comment because the YouTube algorithm is going after me, and I will see you in the next video.